Next Ultra Unlock is Steel and Scales, which is Tuesday, July 22nd, 10 a.m. to Sunday, July 27th at 8 p.m. And it features the debut of Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash.
Woo!
So,
actually, it's Aegislash.
Okay, look, I want to let you know. I said that one just for you because I knew you were going to correct me. I knew it. I was like, should I say it the right way? Or should I say it the way that feels right?
He was very nice about Skidoo and Skidoo earlier. This one straight for the throat, man. You know, absolutely.
That's because I think we've already talked about this. We talked about this like 2 years ago, or whatever, at dinner.
Actually.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
It's the GoFest 2025 grand finale, but to the max.
In spite of itself, a certain Fox Pokemon is making its debut.
The Steel and Scales Ultra Unlock event is on the cutting edge of Pokemon debuts.
And more on this episode of GoCast. Hello and welcome to the GoCast podcast, episode 331. It's July 3rd. It's not yet an exciting day. It's going to be tomorrow, I suppose, for those of us here in the States. It's a Thursday afternoon, if you must know. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Tired, but okay.
Yeah, tired checks out. That definitely tracks. And we've also got special guest honorary cast member, more or less. We've got Steve from It's Super Effective. What's going on?
Hello, I'm here. I was going to say, at what point do we just merge our podcast?
I know, honestly, we say it almost every time. The joke is becoming real. Yeah. Well, we were lucky enough to get Steve on today because today we're going to be talking about post-GoFest Global 2025 and how it went for all of us. I actually saw Kyle in person, which is a rare thing these days. I'm happy for my annual visit. That's nice.
That's the first time since October.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty crazy. I've seen Steve more this year than I've seen you. We live in the same state,
crazy.
Brother.
That can be true.
But yeah, we're going to talk about all of our experiences and how that went. And wouldn't you know it, as is usually the fare for post-GoFest, we have a slew of events and details to talk about as well. So this is going to be a news and review heavy show. So for those of you that tune in for Pokelore and Pokepole and all that other good stuff, we are going to largely be pushing that until next week to catch back up, which is good news for some of you because our Pokepole last week was, what was your highlight from GoFest? And it's only been a few days since, more or less. So y'all will have more of an opportunity to write in an answer for that. And we'll go through all of those next week. But first and foremost, before we get started here, Kyle, we set some goals last week in the shadow of the upcoming GoFest Global. Kyle, let's go through yours first. Shiny Frigibex.
I did do that.
Shiny Carbink.
No.
Ooh, Shiny Marini.
I did do that.
Okay. This is such fun spelling we have in the doc here. Marini. It's like real close to marinara, a kid trying to say marinara or something. Shiny Dogs.
Yes, I got many of both.
Okay. Hundozation LOL.
No, that didn't happen.
And how many raids did you do?
I did like 60 of each.
Yeah. Hooey. Yeah, boy, oh boy.
Where do you find the time?
Man.
Hey, wait, no, these were much faster than the last
That's
set
true.
of these
The
that
catching was very quick, yeah.
It was.
And the raids were really easy. You could do them with 3 people. So
and one of our friends did like 75 of each. So yeah. Shout out to Henderson. Jeez. 20 shinies?
I did. I was very conservative, and I shouldn't have been, apparently.
No.
I got 36.
Oh, that's a good number.
Which is on the low end, also, from what I've seen people who've really played online.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
Yeah, I think, spoilers, but I think my total was 55, 56, something like that.
What? This is highway robbery.
I hatched a lot of eggs. I don't know what to tell you.
The real scam.
That's right. The long game and the short game, it turns out, because those are expensive incubators. 5 million experience.
I did do that. Almost
Okay.
exactly. So
out of 8, you would get 6? 6 out of 8?
yeah, I didn't get 2 of them.
Okay. That's how it works out. All right. Pretty good. Okay. For myself, shiny Frigibax. Yes. Shiny Carbink. I have one slated for trade. But the person I was supposed to trade with the day of was out of special trades. So it's not in my inventory yet. So on a technicality, I'm a failure. Yeah, whatever, dude. That's fine. Shiny Carbink, nah. 200 plus eggs. I got 196 or something like that. That was this close. It's terrible. It's terrible. Steve, stop judging. I can see your face. We're on video.
I also hatched a very large amount of eggs for GoFest, though.
Yeah, you did.
Not as many as I would like to. I have many incubators left. For the next time
do you guys? Okay, hold on. Do you guys do the thing where, like, let's say for like Sinnoh Tour, it was what, like Carnivine, Pachirisu, something else?
Yeah.
Do you, if you got like those 3 shinies, would you then stop hatching eggs, or are you guys both? Oh, okay.
No, probably not. I would probably just keep hatching for the event.
Yeah.
But I also, you and Chris can attest, I don't hatch eggs at all the rest of the year. The rest of the year is only the free incubator, almost exclusively. So
yes.
I save it all up for the one big event.
I hatched 9 deep, 365, baby.
Oh my God. I can't.
I should go to a professional for that. I should count.
When I was in Japan with my friend Julie, I saw her. She's always 9 deep as well. And when I saw her adding more Pokemon to her incubators, she had 524 super incubators.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And
was there like a really good box one week that she just could not pass up?
I think it was the like $70 for 100 or whatever. That was like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think she just did that a million times because it was like the best deal they've done.
Do you know what her breeder medal was at?
Oh no, I don't. I should ask her next time I see her.
Oh, you gotta ask.
Yeah,
you gotta
should.
ask because now Chris can feel better about himself.
Yeah, mine's pretty bad, but in the world of people that hatch a lot of eggs just to hatch a lot of eggs, I don't think I'd really stack up, to be honest with you.
No,
my breeder medal has to be one of the lowest for like a day one player.
Okay, what is your breeder medal at? Let's do this.
Hold on, I got 3 days to use my lucky trinket. Thanks for telling me.
Oh no.
Breeder. It's the icon for that. Oh, the egg one, right?
It's the egg. Yeah, it's the egg. Yeah.
7,339.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's like golf. You want a low score, right?
Should I go before Chris then?
Go for it.
Yeah.
5,584.
That's still more than double you need for platinum. Yeah, I'm at 21,317. Which, again, I'm telling you guys, in the world of people that hatch a lot of eggs, this is chump change. This ain't nothing, dude.
I know. I'm pretty sure there's people in our Discord who have like 50,000 eggs hatched.
Oh, I mean, probably. And I want to shake their hand, you know? Absolutely. Thank you for the work and the research you're doing. I'm not sharing my data with anybody, by the way, so this is all largely a waste.
You're sharing your spending habits with Niantic. That's who you're sharing.
Yeah. They're like, we put incubators in the box. This chump will buy it, which is true. So anyway, just short of 200 plus eggs for the goal. 30 million Stardust total. Yes. And I actually maxed out a bunch of Pokemon today, and I'm at like 30,011,000. So dialed in, baby. We love it. 30 shinies, got like 55, 56-ish. And then shiny Dapper Pikachu Yellow, I found out later, and shout out to Larky. Thank you very much for letting me know. And now I'm sad about it, is that there were different Dapper Pikachus in person that were than the ones that were available during Global. They had goggles or they had a monocle. So I kind of gave up real quick on completing the set because I didn't want to have to work for all three. I was excited to just target the one yellow one, and no dice. So bummer on that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 6. I did 4. I'll take it. That's fine. Yahoo. All right, Steve, what about you? Some highlights. I mean, we'll get to our thoughts about GoFest Global in general, but did you have any goals going in? Did you get anything that you were like, holy cow, this is the one for the event?
No, I didn't have a whole lot of goals because I went to 2 in-person events, which I think a lot of probably listeners only go to 1 in-person event and then they do global. So I only ended up doing 6 hours on Saturday and then 2 hours on Sunday. So, which like wasn't a problem with me. I was kind of glad I didn't give Niantic that much of my time.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, if I'm doing raids, it'd be cool to get a shiny background of either of the dogs, and I didn't get that, but I got a shiny of each, so like I can't be upset. I did a handful of Pikachus, although I would have probably done more if they were easier to find. But nothing on that. I got a Bergmite, which was great because I only had 1, so this was my second Bergmite. So that was like a minor win of like, oh cool, I got something I am missing.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
But I got almost everything from the globals, so that was totally okay on my end. Going into this being like, I kind of have everything.
I mean, so you walked away with Frigibax and Carbink because those are, I think, if you really had to boil it down, those are kind of the chases that aren't the legendaries, of course.
Yeah, I got both of those in Osaka.
Oh yeah, then
unknown.
Great.
If you had missed any of the unknown too, potentially.
I have all the shiny unknowns available prior. What was it? It's spelled Sword and Shield, right? So I had all those letters
just
already.
No W. Yeah.
Yeah, because W was turned off for all these events because
reasons.
Why?
Reasons.
Why?
I gotta ask because I haven't listened to ISE in a few weeks. Did you buy the bottle cap?
I did. And I was with somebody who also like barely plays Go anymore. They only play for events, which I think is like a totally okay way to play Go. Is like, oh, there's an event, let's play, and then like I'll see you in a month. And they felt like compelled to buy it once they finished it, and I was like, oh, that's like so interesting because they were like, I don't want to give the game any money this weekend, and I was like, I get it because like they had their $15 pass, they did their 8 raids or whatever for free. They had a great time, and then when they saw the battle pass was completed, they were like, "Should I just buy? Like it's done. I get everything for $20.
I did the work. Yeah, yeah.
And then they did it, and then they were like almost like buyer's remorse of, oh, now I have to use this in like 8 days.
Yeah.
And I think that was, I think they were really happy because they were like, okay, I'm going to pop a star piece. I'm going to redeem everything. I'm spending the $20. I think this is worth it. And they seemed really happy until the bottle cap popped up and was like, you got 8 days to use it. And they were like, this is so stressful.
It is very stressful.
It is, but is it any different than Lucky Trinket? Has this individual used a Lucky Trinket or had one in the past?
No, I don't think they've ever had a Lucky Trinket, but I remember them telling me the Lucky Trinket has to be done in 7 days, and they were like, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I don't know if like 30 days would be better or just like unlimited. Because I do think, what is it, 7 days is really not. I know you can like once you apply it, they're like permanently, like I understand that, but even for like this week, like it's increased lucky. So wouldn't you want to try to get the increased lucky before you commit to the trinket?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but that's kind of the reason they put a timer on it. Of course, they don't want you to keep it because otherwise people would never use it, like the Master Ball. You know?
Yeah, I've never used any of my Master Balls.
Exactly. And also they want to force you to use it so you can't save it for something new. They don't want you to bottle cap something that you could raid 200 times first.
I think the point that, the emotional reaction of like, boy, this is stressful. Why does this have to be stressful? It doesn't have to be stressful, is like very, very carefully, it's a very carefully manicured experience where like that, just that touch of stress is enough for you to be like, I'm invested in this decision now and I have to make it now. Right. I'm not going to sit on this and wait on it and maybe forget. And then it's also an interaction piece, right? So Lucky Trinket is you interacting with another player because when you use your trinket on somebody, it makes them feel special, whatever the case might be. Plus, it reminds you that maybe you should look at your friends list every once in a while. I know that, I'm throwing stones at Nicholas' house here. Sorry, folks that are friends with me. And then the bottle cap is like an interaction piece for you and your buddy. Remember the buddy system? That sort of stuff. So I think in that way it's different than a Master Ball, which is literally just I need to hold on to it because who knows when I'm going to need it, i.e. a Galarian bird on a lucky or a daily incense, right? Master Ball would be, I think, untenable with a time limit.
Unless they were giving you like one a month. So it'd be like...
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But they ain't doing that. So
I also for me, it also like left a small bad taste in my mouth to be like, here's $15 battle pass, or here's a $20 battle pass. While there's another battle pass already going on, but also here's a $15 ticket. Like it almost felt like those should have been like you buying a ticket to the event should give you that battle pass, and maybe that's a little bit more expensive. It's just weird to like make two different purchases for the weekend.
But
Definitely.
like at the same time, you have multiple purchases at events for a Raid Lovers add-on or an egg hatching add-on, which was half of what the Battle Pass gave you because it gave you that half hatch distance. It is weird. I agree that it's like separate purchases while another pass is going, but I get it.
Here, I'll say a nice thing. I do like how easy it was to complete the pass. I was actually worried that like one day of play wouldn't be enough. And then I got the pass done in like 2 hours. And I was like, oh, that felt good.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. And big number go up, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah. There is something really...
Like 500. It was great.
Yeah.
There's something really... I don't know how you guys do battle passes, but I'll do like... I don't redeem anything until it's done. And then when everything is done, I hit redeem, and that like animation feels so good to see like all the little bubbles pop up and everything. Like I'm pretty into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about how there's like two different people when it comes to that, about like there's a satisfaction on letting them all pop up and watching them all pop up and swipe and stuff like that, but also like starting it and closing it really quick so it all just goes bonk and you get everything all at once. That is also satisfying in its own right. And I'm not going to yuck anybody's yums, but I'm definitely a big bonk guy. I like that. It's good. Yeah. So Kyle was just about to ask you, and so I'm going to steal his thunder here, but did you use your gold bottle cap yet?
I did. I had a lucky background shiny Kyurem from Unova Tour.
Ooh,
that hit the floor. It was 12, 12, 12. So the worst lucky trade you could possibly get. And I don't know. I don't chase 100s. I don't think I think if you have a 98, look, I don't feel bad for saying this. You can feel bad. I think if you have a 98 and you used a golden bottle cap, I think that was a bad call. Because like we know that regular bottle caps are technically in the game, and golden is all three, and a bottle cap is ideally just one. So I feel like if you had 98, you should have just waited for a single bottle cap. I'm just saying that if you did it and you feel good, that's fine. But like, there were a lot of like Pokemon I had between. I think like my Zacian was like lucky, shiny, background, and it was like 94. And I was like, this doesn't feel good enough. Because it's already a 3-star and it just needs like 3 points.
So what was the decision-making process? I mean, like, why that one as opposed to maybe something else that was also an event, was lucky, or had IVs that were similar to that needed improvement?
I think for Kyurem, it was like a 12, 12, 12 is a 2-star.
Yeah.
So I have to go up 9 points, 3, 3, 3. And then luckies are easier to power up Kyurem is like what, top 5 CP level. So it's like
Yes.
it's easier to power
Yeah,
up.
once combined.
It'll be once I fuse it, it'll be good. There's a little sentimental value to that of like who I traded with. Because they actually got a really good Kyurem out of their lucky trade, and I got the bad Kyurem. So I think it was something like that. Like, I don't know. A lot of the Pokemon I have brought to 50 have been like a 96 or a 98, and they're like shiny or lucky or whatever. Almost all my level 50 Pokemon I think are lucky. I don't know. There's just something about like lucky Pokemon I really like.
Yeah, power to you. I can't stand them personally with a couple of
Really?
exceptions.
No,
Yeah.
it's only because of trading.
It is because of trading, but also like when somebody has a Lundo, I always think, what a cheater every time. You know what I mean? And you guys can hate me for that. Mail at GOCastPodcast.com. Send me your emails. I don't know. It's such an irrational feeling to have. That said, I did use my bottle cap on a lucky Pokemon too. So
I also did. So
Interesting. So yeah, I did Kyurem, and I'm gonna fuse it with a black Kyurem because my white Kyurem's already level 50.
nice. Okay.
But what did you guys use yours on?
Go ahead, Kyle.
I used it on a lucky shiny Gengar that my girlfriend traded me in like 2019 from Gengar's first raid event. And it was like a 90% or whatever. Haven't got a better shiny ghastly Gengar since. So
Nice.
it has value to me, and I love Gengar. So
Yep. His was remarkably more meta than my choice, which is saying something.
But it wasn't done intentionally for the meta.
No, I
It
understand.
just happens,
I understand.
okay?
But
It
the
just
meta
happens.
conversation's in the room, dude. We didn't lock all the windows. I got in here somehow.
Okay.
No, I used mine on a shiny Galarian Meowth that was lucky, that was traded to me by my sister, that's named after my late cat from a few years ago, Copernicus. So now I have a little Copernicus in game. He was the shiny is like a golden shiny, and he was a blonde buff cat, right? So it's perfect.
Oh, okay.
It's perfect.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. See, I feel like we asked this question, right? Of like, what are people using your bottle caps on and stuff like that? And it was always like Zygarde, shiny Mewtwo, or a bunch of other things. And like, while those are completely fine, I kind of liked having a non-meta choice and being able to be like, oh, here are like the 3 things that make it very special. And people being like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like for some reason that qualified as okay. The gold bottle cap conversation was really interesting over the past couple of weeks, I think.
See, I have 2 lucky shiny Rayquazas, and they're both bad. And I almost used it on them, but then I was like, oh, I don't talk to the people who traded this to me anymore. So that was like the opposite of the Kyurem, where like the person who traded me the Kyurem, like I talk to them almost every day. So, and we've always joked about the Kyurem, of like the Kyurem being like the worst possible lucky trade IVs you could get from a lucky trade.
It's the redemption arc, man.
but you know Brooke.
Yeah.
She was going to use her lucky bottle cap on the Galarian Moltres because she had like a 0-star Galarian Moltres, and she caught it in Japan. And then she was like, "But I wouldn't use it for anything. It would just be 100 to be 100."
Yeah,
but I guess
and that's
you
okay.
can.
Yeah.
So
Does
then
Brooke GBL or competitively raid?
No, not at all.
Then
Hey, you know.
when are they going to see any of their Pokemon? In a raid lobby, you know?
I don't know. It's weird. I also thought when I did Kyurem, I don't have a Hundo Kyurem, so that would check the Hundo Kyurem box. And I never want to do Kyurem again. Ever.
So true. Honestly, so true. Yeah.
So I'm done with Kyurem. I got a lucky, I got a shiny, I got a Hundo, I got a background. I'm done.
Great.
What else
Put
is
it
there
in
to
a vault.
do?
Throw away the key, man. That's it. See you later. Wonderful. All right. Well, let's talk about GoFest Global. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think it'll be interesting to talk about how this compared to previous years. Talking about the live events is kind of old hat at this point because we already did talk about that, so that's great. We can leave that behind us. But GoFest Global this year was interesting because the days were largely identical, with the one big difference besides a couple of wild spawns, really. But the biggest difference was that Zamazenta was on the Saturday and Zacian was offered on the Sunday, which is some large conspiracy theory to just get us to play both days, gosh darn it, instead of maybe I work on a Sunday or something like that. We're on to you, Scopely, Niantic, whatever you're called now. Niantic, Scopely, I don't know.
I'm going to keep saying Niantic because the game says Niantic when you boot it up.
That's what I'm
Kyle's
saying.
argument. Yeah. And you know what? That tracks. I'll take any reason at this point on for guidance on what to say.
I think we're in like this weird problem where if you say Niantic, you'll be like, so somebody will be like, no, actually, it's Scopely. They bought the, and it's like that's true. Yeah. But then
I'm that
guy.
But
if you say Scopely, then there's some people that like you have to explain what happened, and I don't want to have either of the conversations.
See,
okay. Right, that's fair.
But see, here's the thing though. Scopely bought Niantic. They bought Niantic's game division. It's still Niantic Games, just owned by Scopely. We don't say Tencent made League of Legends, right? We don't talk about Tencent when you're talking about who developed and who balanced League of Legends. We say Riot Games. So I'm going to keep saying Scopely or Niantic until Scopely tells me otherwise.
I agree with this argument. I agree. It's very logical.
Yeah.
Really? I was just about to disagree.
I mean, like,
I disagree.
Like we know the sale has gone through. It went through while we were in New Jersey, but they could have just changed the splash screen, and they haven't. It just says they've changed. They changed it to Leafeon. They could have just changed the word to Scopely.
Maybe nobody on staff knows how to change that part of the code without bricking the entire game.
No,
it's a possibility. It truly is.
No, the game is still being developed by Niantic Games. Niantic Games owns and operates Pokemon Go, Monster Hunter Now, and whatever the third one that is being run right now that I don't remember. Pikmin, thank you, Pikmin Bloom.
Isn't because Niantic proper, I'm going to say, is now Niantic Spatial, right? So they've rebranded. So the Niantic Games, I see. Okay, I can actually.
And Niantic Games also apparently owns Campfire as well.
Yes,
so that's worth mentioning.
But not Ingress. So hence that big map switch or split too for the database and yada yada, all that stuff. So sorry, Ingress players, you can't sit with us anymore. That's a real shame. Okay, so let's talk about GoFest Global 2025. So like I said, there was the differences in the legendary that was rateable both days. How do we feel about let's start with the habitats and the rotations. Did we feel like in practice, the pools were actually compelling enough to keep going? Because I think one of the biggest criticisms that I saw from some people, and this is just a problem that's going to become more and more relevant as we move forward with this game, is that the spawns are just like, besides like one or two shiny debuts, it's largely boring. We've seen them before in other events. They've had their own community or what have you, but despite all of that, was this still engaging enough for you to care, especially for the entirety of the event?
Yeah. I don't mind when the majority of the spawns are like, as somebody who I have every shiny from Gen 1 to Gen 4 at this point, except the ones that except Arceus or whatever, and I think the only one I'm missing is Rotom, which is like also like just an impossible shiny to get. But even so, like I don't mind. I think like 2 or 3 years ago I would have agreed and been like, oh, the spawns are so boring. But at this point, because there's like so much to do on a GoFest, like it's almost like a relief of like, yeah, there's Piplups, yeah, there's like Chimchars, like they're just so easy to ignore. I'll just let the plus grab it. I'll focus on the Torkoal or the Unknown or the Pachirisu or the Bergmites that I was looking for, and it almost to me feels like a huge weight off my shoulders to be like, okay, I'm sure this is exciting for some people. I have a couple targets. I'm going to be spending my time in raids anyways. I'm going to be doing the other things that the game wants me to do. Like I did try to do as much research as possible to try to get Pikachus. So I don't know. I think like if you only focus on spawns, maybe I'm guessing you're like leaning more into like free to play, and it depends on where you live. Because like when I was playing on Mall America, I was just like trying to just crank through quests to find Pikachu, and so like the spawns were just like irrelevant to me, and like the plus dealt with that. But like, man, I had a good time, even though the spawns were like, I don't know, bad. I don't know. I didn't feel like they were like terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if bad is the right word necessarily. I think it's more like just like underwhelming, I suppose. Like they were fine. Yeah.
I do think that 2 of the hours were significantly more underwhelming than the other 2.
Definitely.
I think the first and the last hour were significantly lower quality.
Wasn't Carbink in the first one?
Yeah, but it's the only thing, and it's a rare spawn.
Yeah.
So it carried the hour, but the hour itself was lackluster otherwise.
Yeah. I think Carbink, having been a quote unquote chase for the event, kind of took a backseat to Skiddo, even though that's technically been out for a while. Like more people were excited about Skiddo and Frigibax, obviously, was like the actual chase.
I traded so many Skidoo when I was in LA, and I hadn't I unloaded them, and I kind of feel bad about it. I didn't know this was coming. But I got some killer trades.
You got your value out of it, man.
Yeah. I think I agree though with Steve entirely, especially because Global GoFest is not about the spawns for me. It's definitely far more of a social experience. You see people you haven't seen in a while. You really just kind of get together. I'm doing a lot of raids because that's just what I like to do. So what is spawning is not necessarily that big a deal, except how maybe we're planning when we're going to get lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when there is 1 hour that is bad, because then you just don't feel bad getting lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah. For us, it was biome 4. So around 1:00 is when we would go and sit down for lunch both days. Oh no, orange flabebe. Darn.
My Marini though.
My Marini. I understand. Yeah, but like, I don't know. It was a little diabolical that they put Frigibax at noon. That we had to wait until 1 to go to lunch. That's crazy. I can't believe they did that to us. All right. So yes, spawns were what they were, more or less. I suppose let's talk about Pokemon availability. Because I think the Dapper Pikachu in field research and not in the wild was definitely a talking point for a lot of people, kind of a disappointment that they couldn't really hunt for it. And then Phalanx was only in 3-star raids, if I'm correct, right? So
that was the same as Leather Snorlax, I think, last time.
Yeah.
For wild area.
It does feel strange, though. I said I wasn't going to compare live events, but here I'm going to do it anyway. It is so strange to have such a difference in experience for having seen like millions and millions of trained Phalanx in the wild. And then the global version, even with the ticket, doesn't emulate that at all, even though it was very exciting. It feels bad to me, because I would understand putting it in raids exclusively for the free-to-play players. But I think the ticket should have added
Phalanx
those
was
to the
in
spawn
field
pool.
research too.
I'm pretty confident it was.
Okay.
I know it was a reward encounter for special research.
But
that was
still,
happening.
but all the
But
same.
I think it
all
was
the
also
same.
in field research.
Yeah. So not exactly paywall gated per se if you were looking at the research, but it's still much more difficult than it was for the in-person stuff the in-person events.
Yeah, but that's been how it's been for the last 3 years now.
I haven't really noticed
really
it as
accessible, quote unquote, at in person, and then rare but obtainable at global. I think that's an okay balance.
Maybe the big difference this time is that Trained Phalanx is simply the most goated costume they've ever released. Ever.
I mean, it's really good. It's
Popstar
good.
and Rockstar Pikachu is good too, but I Trained Phalanx is just magnifique. So,
ooh,
yeah.
I have a complaint.
Oh, please
Okay.
register it here.
Hit me.
Rilla, Cinder, and Intellion not having backgrounds was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Because I would have done more, and I think more people would have done more if they had backgrounds.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
would
Maybe
agree.
I just really like max raids and no one else does. But I was like,
No,
I did
mean,
2
they're
Intellion,
cool.
and then I was like, do they just have backgrounds? And somebody was like, no, and I was like, well, I guess I'm done.
That's it.
We did a few Intellion and a few Cinderace.
We tried a Rillaboom or two.
We tried a Rillaboom. That was a mistake
Oh my
for
God.
our party.
I think part of the problem is they can't be shiny. So you get like one
Yeah.
good Intellion. Like I think my first Intellion was like 96, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
absolutely. But like here, flip side. They're fun. Like
No,
it's fun.
I do.
It's
I
fun
do
to
like
do a
max
max
raids.
battle when you
Yeah.
like get into it. So
And if you're going for XP, if you have enough people to like regularly go through them very quickly and efficiently, if you doubled your stuff at the end of it, that's like 100K a pop. It's really, really good
yeah,
experience if
it's
you care about
exceptional
that.
experience.
Yeah.
I think it's like the best way to get Stardust.
Oh, sure.
That start, yeah, absolutely. That as well.
Yep.
25,000 for a Gigantamax battle, I believe, without a star
Right.
piece.
Oh, I think if you hit the scam button at the end, you walk away with 75,000 Stardust.
Jeez, man.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like star piece plus the like $2 button.
Oh,
you
with
hit.
the star piece. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
25%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that checks out.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the scam button.
It is kind of what it is. I gotta say, and we touched on it for just a second there, Rillaboom overtuned. Not
It's
a fun
so much
one.
harder than the other
It's so
two,
much
though.
more difficult, and I couldn't even tell you why.
Well,
Intellion
got
and
different base
Cinderace
stats.
are both like kind of glass cannons in the main
yeah,
series.
yeah, they're really squishy.
Yeah, but like the Rillaboom was the one-shotting Pokemon out of the three.
Mm.
I guess
I mean, it
Focus
is the best
Blast.
starter out of the three, so like that makes
Well,
sense.
we could have a conversation about that.
Yeah,
No,
it's hard to argue.
Focus. No, it's very easy to argue. Focus Blast Cinderace is tough. Is tough as nails. I will say that. But Rillaboom, kind of across the board, I was like, I could do with less of this in my life. Quite honestly. Yeah. I'm a score bunny honey for the record. All right.
I mean, I am too, but like Rillaboom is great. So
Yeah.
Over
This is really
over
cool.
Cinderace. Over Cinderace.
I think in terms of design, yeah. Like if you're
Okay.
just looking at it by itself, yeah.
Cinderace, when it Gigantamaxes, is standing on a spirit bomb. Very cool.
Doesn't make
That
any
is very
sense.
cool. Very awesome.
It doesn't
Very
make
cool.
any sense.
Now, no.
No.
And you know what makes too much sense is that when Rillaboom Gigantamaxes, it goes through a midlife crisis and buys a drum set. Not even
Me too.
comparable. Well, I mean, hey, you know. Have you bought a drum set yet?
No, just buying skateboards at this point.
That's the way to do it. That's an investment. You know, you can resell those at a later date.
No, yeah.
That's right.
Also, skateboards are like skateboarding as a hobby is relatively cheap compared to like anything music related.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's true. Like in the world of sports, it's like being a runner, and you're like, I just need shoes, dog, and I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. I just need shoes.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying golf clubs for $800. Like, no, thank you. Okay. What about just some odds and ends for GoFest Global? Any other thoughts? I mean, just generally speaking, did we feel like it was a compelling event? Was it fun? Was it worth buying a ticket for? Things like that.
Worth buying a ticket's such a hard question. It's how
Uh-huh.
much you value the shinies, because technically you get all the spawns and everything without the ticket, except the incense-based stuff.
True.
Which is where the good stuff actually was. So
Like unknown, we didn't get our unknown our minute, which is a bummer. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, in my opinion, it's absolutely worth the $15. Like if you play Go at all, this is the ticket you buy to play the game. It just feels good.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
We didn't get a second Volcanion, right?
nope,
Just candy.
Yeah, that feels bad.
just Volcandion.
That's how it's been the last like
Except
5
for-
years.
Except for Shaman. They like randomly gave Shaman to like. I remember I got 4 Shamans one year because I went to.
Yeah, we don't look. Okay.
I don't know. Look, I would have felt. All I'm saying is, if I got a second Volcanion, I would have felt a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. I mean, well, we'll get one, I'm sure, and we still need a shiny at some point in time, so that'll happen. Great. Great.
Yeah, I mean, like what, $35 plus I probably spent another. Well, I already had the coins, so the coins was already the coins were already spent. But I probably bought the remote raid pass incubator bundle, which I think was like 1,000 coins. I probably bought that like 3 times.
Don't ask how much we spent.
So I don't know. I for for not playing the entire 16 hours and only playing 8 hours, I still thought it was worth it. Like I still had a pretty good time.
4 and 4? Or did you take one of the days off?
I did 6 and 2.
6 and 2. Interesting split.
I had to record the podcast on Sunday, and I was able to do my Zacians in 2 hours. And at that point, it was like, all right, I'm out of raid passes.
Dude, podcasts ruin everything, man. Let me tell you.
They do. So time consuming.
They do. So time consuming. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Yeah, I think my thoughts are that it was pretty darn good. I think the balance of like things to do without it feeling completely overwhelming, like some events have been in the past, the balance was good. I think there is something to be said, Steve, that you were saying about the relief about the spawn pools being like less than exciting. If every single one of them was a banger, every single hour would be stressful because you are looking for everything in that pool, trying to catch as many as possible, going for hundos, rolling your shiny chances. Like you would be scared to use your plus more or less for fear of missing a shiny. But when it's just 1 or 2 to keep an eye out for, and the ball is taking care of the rest, the bulk, so to speak, it is much more manageable. And then you are able to walk and talk and largely check out, which is usually the goal, I think, more or less. So good job, Pigo team. Another good global event. That's my workaround, the Pigo team. We're just going to do that. All right. Cool. We're going to take a quick break before we get into the news section here, which is a strange thing to say because news is always the first thing we do. But Steve, you were on the first ever Gotta Catch 'Em All game show? Yes. Gotta Catch 'Em All official Pokemon game show. So how was that experience? What was that like? And can people
I dropped
the
ball at the very end there.
Okay, well, we had some chit chat about this. I think you were done a little dirty by that shiny Magikarp being forced to be used, but
yeah. It was a cool experience. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it. Like it was like I'll disclose that it was like sponsored, so like it was a paid opportunity for me to be there. Although like I hate saying that too. Like I would have done it for free. Because it was like a cool experience anyways, but like people should be paid what they're worth, right? Because there were like a lot of meetings before, and then like this morning we had like a follow-up meeting of like what we liked and what we didn't like. But I think the VOD is still on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Pokemon, and they told me that they're eventually going to put it up on YouTube. But I think this was really a pilot episode, and they're going to do more of these with like different people, and like I think the meeting I had this morning was like really trying to like refine the rules or like what went well and what didn't. And one of I think my main complaint was like the buzzer system.
Yeah.
Where it almost felt like you just had to spam the buzzer, like the mouse button over and over to like just hope you get through, because there's no penalty of getting it wrong. It's not like Jeopardy where, you know, if you got it wrong, you'd like lose your money or whatever. And that was like a little frustrating, and which actually like bit me in the butt near the end because there was a Pogo question. And so I'm just like tapping it as fast as I can. And the only thing I'm thinking is like, I need to get in first because like this question is really important for me to win. And I was like, I know the answer to it. And then when it came up, it was something about like when did Shiny Mew make its debut? And then it was like 2010 or not 2020, 2021. And then I don't even remember the other two. In my head, I'm just like, oh, it's like 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Like I could not tell you what the fourth answer was because I was so focused on buzzing in. And then once I buzzed in, I was like, oh, I'm buzzed in. Mew debuted in 2020. And then I completely forgot it was Shiny Mew. Because I was just so focused on buzzing in. Whereas like earlier in the show, I wasn't spamming the button. I was like, I'm just going to press it when I know the answer. But like, it was mostly everyone else just getting it wrong because they were so focused on buzzing in. So it was like a really weird thing. That like, I don't think the audience saw, but it like literally just imagine you're just spamming as they ask the question. You're just like clicking this as fast as possible. Because the other two people are clicking this as fast as possible. So that was like my like one like complaint. But I think the questions they asked were really fun. I think the game show itself was fun. I think the twist of like Pokemon having abilities and stuff, that was really fun. Although there was debate this morning about certain Pokemon being way too strong and certain Pokemon not being strong enough. But it was really cool. I think they're going to do more. I'm not promising they're going to do more. It just seemed like from all the conversations I've had in the back end, like this is something they've put a lot of time and effort into, and they want to. They don't want it to like be a one and done. So, from what I heard, the people who watched loved it. So that's great.
Yeah.
Not that there was like no prize for winning. It was, well, besides you could brag that you won, but
yeah,
it wasn't like there was like a cash prize.
No. I really enjoyed it. It felt very competitive, and I would agree. Definitely, some of those rules should probably get looked at and stuff just from an outside perspective. It did seem a little imbalanced in some places, but it was entertaining, engaging. It was like the right length. I think the program length was like an hour 30, an hour 45.
Yeah,
it
was capped at 90 minutes.
Yeah, so I thought that was perfect. It was great, and I would definitely watch more if they did that regularly. It'd be very cool to tune in.
Yeah, I think if everything was in person, that would have been much better.
Yeah. If they had like a game changer like set where you're like everybody's standing at a podium or something like that, it'd be very fun. But I mean, for not being in person, I think it worked pretty well. All the same, the backgrounds were great. It also helps that they chose content creators that have a setup, so
that have like the
good.
Tools and stuff. Yeah, but that was funny because you messaged me and you were like, "Are you coming down this weekend to Chicago?" Which was my initial plan, was to come down to Chicago to play with you, and I was like, "I can't," but I also can't tell you why I can't come. But it'll make sense when it's announced.
Yeah. And it came out and I sent you a message like, "Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. That is very cool." And you're like, "Okay, well, all right."
Yeah, because my plan would have been to drive down on like Friday, but I had to do the show Friday morning. So
yeah. Jeez, no hard feelings. I just cried a lot. That's okay.
Understandable. I cried too when I lost the game because I messed up the obvious Pogo question. And that shook me too. When I like messed it up, I was like, I messed up the next question after that, which was like 50-50 on me. It's not like I didn't know the answer. I was like, it's one of these two, and I can't remember which one. But yeah, I fumbled the ball at the end. That's always me. Like I've never won anything. Like I'll always like start really strong, and then like I'll trip, and then I never recover from it.
What you should have done is like you kept your cool the entire time, very professional, and then you mess up that last one and you just like crash out real hard on stream. Just like get off stream, like slap your webcams against the wall and just like start swearing and walk away. That would have been hysterical. Not great career wise, but it would have been funny. That's an SNL skit there somewhere. Some sort of child's game show. Just one guy has a blow up. Cool. Very cool. So would you do it again if they asked you to?
I would. I think I think if they were to do it again, it would be more refined, where like I do agree. I got screwed. I think there were moments that felt kind of unfair, not only to me, but to like the other contestants. And it's like, now that we've done it and now that they've gone through it, it was like, okay, like I think everyone agreed Meowth was way too powerful. Like I had double Pikachu, which like you're supposed to have two of Pikachu to use it. And like, it felt so weak.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just like, if they were to do it again, I think one, the rules will be better, and two, like the nervousness of like, I don't even know what kind of questions they're going to ask.
Yeah, sure.
And now like that nervousness is like kind of alleviated.
Mhm.
They did call a few audibles while it was going on to a couple times. The host was getting clarification on the fly about some Pokemon rules and stuff like that too for the effects. So yeah, I think in the future, knowing what those are before you commit to that thing and then realizing, oh, this doesn't work how I thought it was going to, and then being forced to follow through will be a lot better for contestants across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
fun though. I'm glad people liked it. It also seems like a thing where like there'll be hopefully there'll be so many of them that like it like people don't really think about who's winning or losing. People are just like,
Yeah.
my show's on. I can't
Yeah,
tell you
no,
who won
absolutely.
like a Wheel of Fortune or like a Jeopardy, right? Well, maybe for Jeopardy there was that one dude that won like 300 times in a row. But
Yeah,
for the most
yep.
part, like when you watch Wheel of Fortune, you don't go away and be like, man, I really liked when Sally got that. You're just like, it was a good 30 minutes of Wheel of Fortune. I can't wait until tomorrow for another 30 minutes of Wheel of Fortune.
Well, most people, if you're like me, you watch Jeopardy and you're really just kind of playing you're watching for yourself to play at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
And then when they get that right, you're like, of course you got it right? And when they get it wrong and you know the answer, like,
You're like, you
this
idiot.
moron, you know?
Idiot.
Come on,
How could you not know?
come on? But
Yeah,
if you don't know, it's completely fine. You know?
like the pogo question, like I felt so dumb when I answered it wrong, and it's just like I was just so nervous near the end because we were getting close to the game closing up, on top of like it was like something happened where I was definitely very safe, and then something happened like a Meowth or something where all of a sudden like that question mattered. And then I just tunnel visioned on clicking, which is like whatever. I think it's very easy to sit at home and be like, you dummy, how did you not get it? But like when you're up there,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
thousands of
Yes.
people watching you, and you're just like,
Yes.
you just crack under the pressure. Which like, it's funny because I told my Twitch chat, I was like, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna crack under pressure and I'm gonna fumble it all. And that was it. It was the pogo question.
Well, next time you'll be prepared. You know.
Yeah.
I will say I showed up to that stream to cheer on you and Glitch, right? And I didn't know who Spreggles was. I mean, I knew who Spreggles, is and what they do, but I showed up to cheer on you and Glitch, and I left being a big Spreggles fan instead. I gotta tell you, he was hysterical. The bands between all three of you was really, really good. Fun stuff for sure. So folks at home, go check out that VOD. I will do my best to put a link to it in the show description, wherever it may be currently. Hopefully I can find it. All right. So let's take a little break here, and then when we come back, we'll cover the news before wrapping up. And welcome back. Okay, we're going to get to the news now. Oh my gosh, I didn't do... Yo, what up? It's the news. All right, I said it. Okay, GoFest 2025 Max Finale. We have like 7 things to cover in this news section. It's going to be a lot. So GoFest 2025 Max Finale, because if you didn't get enough of that event was last weekend, we've got some more stuff. But we don't know a whole lot of details. We just get a cute little cheeky trailer. And this thing that says, trainers, gather your friends, power up your Pokemon, and save the date. Pokemon GoFest 2025 Max Finale is arriving August 23rd and August 24th, 2025. Prepare while you can, because the countdown to something big is starting. Stay tuned for more details. Okay, the argument is Eternatus, right? There's no other hot, spicy take out there that I should be aware of?
No,
I mean,
it's got to be Eternatus. There's no reason not to, right?
yeah, I mean, it's going to fight probably the giant hand Eternatus, and then people are going to be very disappointed when they don't get to keep the giant hand Eternatus, and it will turn into normal.
Yep.
and the prophecy from 7 years ago when it was added to the in-game data with like 9,000 CP will finally be fulfilled.
It'll make sense. CP is getting to that point now. I mean, where else but in Gigantamax battles, right? That makes sense. I guess.
Yeah.
Just one shot.
I don't know. I could be wrong on this, but Eternatus feels like just like another Regigigas, where it's just like you just get it to get it.
I think so. I think so as well. Yeah. Cool. Not a whole lot to say about that. If you haven't watched the trailer, go watch it. It's fun, especially if you like Zamazenta and Zacian. It's
Do you
fun.
think? I don't
Try
want to
not
make the new
to, man.
section longer. Yeah, no, I agree. Do you think that like the excitement of Eternatus would encourage people to power up their Zacian and Zamazenta?
No.
No.
Because I'm telling you right now, the average Pogo player doesn't even think about the relationship between Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus.
Right. That's what. But like, why I think that is like, unlike max raids, right? Like, you might not have a G max Charizard to power up to then do more G max raids. Zacian and Zamazenta were just normal Pokemon, and then you just picked which one you wanted to Digivolve after the event was over. So it's like, because these don't require particles, I think they just require candy to then max move up. It ideally would be maybe easier, assuming that a player would just grind out Zacian and Zamazenta. But both would be very useful against Eternatus. That's why in the game they're there.
Well, I think that anybody who's doing max battles will probably level up a couple of Zacian and Zamazenta. Well, a couple of Zamazenta and one Zacian. So, but
are you proposing that the play is Zamazenta Zacian for the team? Is that it?
No, Zamazenta X, where X could be whatever your attacker is, can fill anything that is not super effective against Zamazenta. The same way people are currently doing Chansey X. So,
okay.
Or, Gengar X if it's like a fighting type, because that's all we have right now.
I gotta tell you, based on the people that we tried G-Max rating with this weekend, that ain't common knowledge. They were bringing anything, man. They were bringing anything.
They're just bringing their Wooloo still.
Wooloos, dude.
Oh, we didn't have any of that, thankfully.
No, it
I like
does
when somebody
happen.
brings like a Wartortle. Like, they put a little effort into it. They at least evolved their Squirtle.
And they did it by accident. Like, I didn't even realize this is a Wartortle. Oh, I ruined my Squirtle. Darn it. All right, anyway. So there's that, folks. We have that to look forward to. And more importantly, we have details to talk about in the future to look forward to when we learn more about this. Let's move on here to the Go Past July. Trainers, Go Past July arrives for all trainers worldwide. This is already out because it's July 3rd, and it's running from July 1st to Tuesday, August 5th at 10 a.m. local time. There's a free pass and a deluxe pass, as there was last time. The free pass will include an encounter with Zapdos with a delightful Days-themed special background for you to add to your collection. It'll also have Stardust, XP, Max Particles, Pokeball, Candy, and even more goodies. Lovely. More importantly, the Deluxe Pass has, again, a lucky trinket. So if you were hoping for a gold bottle cap right away, sorry, it'll be a lucky trinket. You get that, one Super Incubator, additional encounters with even more Pokemon, premium items such as premium battle passes, incense, a lucky egg, an incubator, lure modules, and more, Candy XL, and even more goodies. So, I am pretty much firmly in the camp that the Go Pass Deluxe is worth it if you are okay with giving them a little bit of money. I have liked all the passes we've gotten so far. It has elevated my gameplay. I have felt aptly rewarded for them. # not sponsored. But they're great. They're great. And Kyle, I look to you to counter that.
I mean, I'm not going to counter it, but I will probably not buy this one.
Why? What you gotta? It's your bird.
First off, I'm tired of the birds. I'm tired of it. Get them out.
Say it with your chest.
Throw them
in
the dumpster. I just don't care. Second, I spent way too much money on Go this month now, and it's not worth it for the $10 here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next month.
All right. Steve, what's your hot take on the Go Pass? You hate it? You love it? You really hate it?
I like it.
All right.
Yeah. I don't have anything much to add. I mean,
Nice.
I still do not understand to this day why Pocket and Sleep and Unite all have reoccurring subscriptions and Go does not. Just put this pass on a recurring subscription.
Yeah. Do you think they're positioning this to do that once they have this standardized? Because this is only like the third one.
No.
The first one was in like 2 test markets. The second one was in most markets except for a few. And now this one is available to everybody, right? I have that correct? Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we might be getting to that point. Maybe like next season, they'll do like a seasonal mega ticket where you can go ahead and buy it for this season and it gives you 3 months worth of Go Passes or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
hate-
there's a fundamental difference, though, between this and the pass in, say, Sleep, which just gives you a bunch of like permanent reoccurring things. And this has like something you progress through, which is why it's
Right.
a little different. So I'd be surprised if they made it a subscription.
I still think
That's
if
all.
they made it a subscription and you got like a second permanent incubator to go along with it,
Yeah.
We're back here.
we're back here. Like I like having the increased gifts. I like having I like all the things it's adding. I just don't like thinking about it every month of like, I got to go in and buy this. Okay, what else do I got to buy? It just feels very
Yeah.
like, it feels like going to a grocery store and being like, I don't know what I want for dinner, but I got to buy something.
Yeah, man.
I might as well walk the aisles while I'm here. All right, I guess I'll get
I suppose.
this.
Yeah, you're not supposed to grocery shop while you're hungry. That's what they say,
Mm.
right?
Yep, that's what they say.
Yeah. Well, what if you're always hungry?
Then you can never buy groceries.
Yeah, that's right. Darn. And it's a vicious cycle, Kyle, because then you're still hungry. All right. Cool. We love that. I suppose I thought of this question too while you were just talking about a second permanent incubator. Would we rather have a second permanent regular incubator, or while that pass is active or your subscription will be active in this case, what if it upgraded the one that you already had to a permanent super incubator?
I think the reason I'm so set on an extra incubator is because in Pikmin Bloom, you technically get 2 incubators. And it always felt really good.
I think I'm in the camp of 2 as well, just because it'll feel better to clear up like 2 egg spots at once.
But wait, you should try 9.
Then 1 twice.
You
as
should
fast.
try 9.
You
Yeah,
should try
1 twice
9.
as fast just
I
feels like
do, Chris,
more maintenance.
Yeah.
Every 3 to 6 months, I light a bunch of money on fire, and I know what it feels like to hatch 9 eggs at a time for a while.
Every Go Fest, I'm like that scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker sets that pile of money on fire and then slides down the side of it. That's me showing up to the event with my 150 super incubators in my inventory. Okay, that's it for a Go Pass. This next event is the Ultra Unlock Hisui celebration. Steve, what can you tell us about that?
Well, Hisuian Zorua and Hisuian Zoroark make its debut. It will cost 50 candy to evolve. Nothing special there. The cool thing, I think, from this event is the space-time anomalies are returning, where you will catch different Pokemon when they appear. They don't really explain what that looks like. I could maybe guess that it will break on the first day, and then they'll...
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's the safe bet, man.
There will be 4 times XP for catching Pokemon, 4 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. Wait,
That's
these
huge.
bonuses are really good. Is this an error? 4 times the Stardust?
Yeah. No. Just wait. Just wait. It's that good.
Increased chance for shiny Hisuian Voltorb and shiny Hisuian Quillfish. Increased chance for shiny Unknown U. Collection challenge. You got Zubat, Hisuian Voltorb, Magikarp, Hisuian Quillfish, Starly, Krogunk, Petalil, Hisuian Zorua, Rufflet, and Bergmite in the wild. If you're lucky, trainers, Sneasel, Larvitar, Bagon. The raids or whatever. They're fine. Yeah. And then that also leads to Hisuian Liligant raid day as well.
It does. It encapsulates that. So this event runs from July 8th to July 13th, a Tuesday to a Sunday. Yeah, and I think that raid day is that Saturday on the 12th. So yeah, it's nested in there. One thing I do want to point out, because you touched on raids very briefly. In 1-star raids, one of the options is unknown U, and it can be shiny. I will say, for those that are unknown, especially shiny hunters out there, save that money, because there is another event where it will be back in 1-star raids, but we'll have an increased shiny chance, and we'll get to that event in just a second here. So I'd sit on that. I'd wait.
Doesn't the Hisui event have that bonus?
No.
I think it's on both.
Oh, it is.
It is. It
You're
is
right.
Increased shiny chance. I got a U. I already have a
okay.
shiny unknown U. I don't know what from what event, but
I got so hung up on the 4x Stardust and catch XP that I was like, nothing else
Distracted you so hard.
matters, dude. Nothing else matters. Oh my gosh.
really good.
Yeah. So Hisuian Zorua and Hisuian Zoroark are going to be. I don't think they're going to be meta defining in any way, but they are great Pokemon.
I don't know what its moveset is. It could have use in Great League.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting typing that sort of covers its own weaknesses, but doesn't have a lot of advantages.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
But they're awesome Pokemon, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, yay or nay? Final thoughts? Thumbs up, thumbs down on this?
Seems like a good event.
All right.
Yeah. It's good.
We're in agreement. Quorum. Uh-oh.
Notable lacking is the Hisui starters. They're not in raids, which is a bit of a shame. Everything else is in raids, just not those. So it's worth mentioning that like those do feel left out.
I'm okay with Braviary, Avalugg, Wordier, and Cleavor. It could just be Cleavor, man, honestly.
Yeah, we know. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to move on to more exciting pastures.
Okay. Take it away, Mr. Kyle.
Because the next Ultra Unlock is Steel and Scales, which is Tuesday, July 22nd, 10 a.m. to Sunday, July 27th at 8 p.m. And it features the debut of Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash.
Woo!
So, actually, it's Aegislash.
Okay, look, I want to let you know, I said that one just for you because I knew you were going to correct me. I knew it. I was like, should I say it the right way? Or should I say it the way that feels right?
He was very nice about Skiddo and Skidoo earlier. This one straight for the throat, man. You know, absolutely.
That's because I think we've already talked about this. We talked about this like 2 years ago, or whatever, at dinner. Anyways, that's super exciting. Very happy.
Yeah,
very happy. But event bonuses, because we just talked about it for a moment. 4 times experience for catching Pokemon and 4 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. It's another 5 days of that bonus at a different time of the month, but still 10 days out of a month.
They really want me to play.
It's really
and I really do want to play.
Right? It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all burning out in July, by the way. We're all burning out.
No chance to recover from GoFest. Other event bonuses: increased shiny chance for Bagon and Beldum, and increased shiny chance for unknown U in raids. Wild encounters, actually pretty good. Magnemite, Dratini, Aeron, Bagon, Beldum, Ferroseed, Noibat, Rookidee, Axew, and Goomy.
Actually, it's Ferroseed.
Ferroseed, please.
Whatever, dude.
I knew what it was.
I hate that one.
I saw you out of the corner of my eye.
Ferrothorn.
Yeah, I know that feels terrible.
Ferrothorn,
because it's like ferocious or whatever the forest is called.
Ferocious?
We're not
something like that. It's like a Latin word.
Oh,
I'm not pretending I'm an expert on Latin.
Man, we don't. That language is dead for a reason. Leave it behind us.
Now, noteworthy. You may have noticed I didn't say Honedge. Honedge is in 1-star raids. That's it. Honedge is in 1-star raids. Unknown is also in 1-star raids. So
what I didn't include here is that there's going to be field research tests that also feature encounters with event-themed Pokemon. So it is possible.
It might be in research. It
could be in research. Yep.
So send me your 1-star rates. I'll do them.
Yeah. Did you run through wild encounters yet? I don't think so. Don't send
I
just
did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I got excited.
There'll also be event-themed collection challenges, but who cares?
Did they make a big deal about turning Rookie D shiny? Or they just
they do announce it in the event. This is its shiny release, which feels real bad because of the whole community day coming up.
But did they do it because of one community day?
I don't think so.
I bet you this
was in the works. I still think it was the right vote.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You don't?
I mean, of course, if it was going to win, even if we knew this, it was going to win the vote anyways because it's too popular.
Simply too powerful.
I'm still really glad it won. Like, I do not care about chasing Rookie D here. I'll wait for the community day. Like, I'm not a monster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But if you get one, it'll feel really good.
For like a month.
It's like when Snivy got released like 4 days before his community day or whatever it was.
That did not feel good.
No, that felt awful. Really that felt awful. God awful, in fact.
So yeah, we don't know how they're going to be handling the form change for Honedge. There's no mention in this article. We will just have to wait and see.
Yep.
I'm really surprised that that's not tied to GBL because of the form change.
Mm-hmm.
Like Morpeko was tied to GBL.
I'm just surprised they didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I still think it'll be GBL related. They haven't said it yet.
Mm-hmm. I believe you can now finish the Kalos decks in Go with Honedge being released. So if you have gotten Halucha from an event. So fun times.
Funny thing though, by the way, in the article, they do mention Go Battle League, but they only mention it insofar as saying during the event, Honedge will appear in both GBL reward tracks starting at rank 6. It will appear more frequently in the premium track, and then after the event, Honedge will appear in GBL reward tracks starting at rank 16. So they do like briefly rub their shoulder up against the topic of maybe it has to do with GBL, or if it does, they just didn't mention it. So who knows? It'll be a surprise, like all good things, right? Right.
Yeah. I just think Aegislash is similar to Morpeko, or even similar to like Cramorant, where their form changes would be somewhat unique to GBL to make GBL more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, because Aegislash was never going to be meta relevant in PvE and Go. It was never going to be the case because of how the stats worked.
Yeah. Great. So I'm assuming thumbs up for this. Great bonuses again. Great debuts. Happy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very excited.
Cool.
Very excited. Great. And the wild spawns are actually like, they're really good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fine.
They are.
Especially if you're working on your dragon medal still. There you go. That's fine.
There's 4 pseudo legendaries in here, and at least 2 of them have significant meta relevance to chase.
Yeah.
And want more candy.
And thank God Aaron is in there to hold it down, man. You know? That's great.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we're kind of going back in time again to talk about Hisuian Liligant Raid a Day, which is Saturday, July 12th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. Event bonuses, remote raid pass increase. The limit increase will go up to 20 from Friday, July 11th to Saturday, July 12th at 8 p.m. PDT. Receive up to 5 additional free raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a total of 6. And then an increased chance for shiny Hisuian Liligant from raids. This is an event ticket for $4.99 US. 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a daily total of 14. I love that they started adding this now for like the daily total thing, just in case that, because we need the clarification. I wish this was a global stylistic choice that they would do, and they would clarify literally everything. But I'm happy that this is here at the very least, so it can stop taking up space on my social media feed, so people complaining about it or arguing. As much as I love drama, this one came up every event. Really, it did. Increased chance to get Rare Candy XL from raid battles for trainers level 31 and up, and 50% more XP from raid battles, and 2 times Stardust from raid battles. And then there's going to be, the ticket in the web store or whatever. So if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's where it is. Go get it, girl. That's pretty much it. Hisui and Liligant. Do we have love in this recording for Hisui and Liligant?
She's okay.
She's aight?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's definitely the most lackluster, I think, of the Hisui Pokemon.
I like regular Liligant, I think, more.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Okay.
Minor raid related thing. I go invisible. I'm like AIM invisible here when I'm out raiding. Because I don't want people to invite me. I have enough raids around me that I don't need to remote in when I'm at like Mall of America or something. So I don't want people to waste their invite on me because I'm not showing up. So please invite somebody else. But also, a thing I noticed is you all can still see I'm online, because when I was jumping into Zashi and Zamazenta, people were joining off of whatever the raid thing is. They can see that I'm in a raid even though I'm offline. Yep. So the people were still joining on me. And then after they finished, they were like, well, Steve's online. Even though he's invisible, I'm going to send him notes. Don't send me an invite.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an oversight or what. I mean, like, it's fine. I don't mind if people join on me.
No, they need to keep it. That joining on people is like the best feature they have added since remote.
Since curveballs, man.
I think so. I mean, I like being able to go to my friends list and be like, oh, somebody is in a Regieleki and I need one. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It's so helpful.
It is great. I just shared in the notes for the two of you the shiny Hisui and Liligant versus normal, and the shiny is pretty good. I like it. It's not a extreme difference, but I like the orange over the pink, and I like the bluish leaves. Those are cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good shiny.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay.
Yep.
I'll do a few of the raids. I will not be buying the ticket.
Okay.
So
wow. What a stinky attitude you have, Kyle. Real stinky. I'll buy the ticket for both of us. Okay. No, go ahead. I don't want to stop you.
Save your $5.
I can't even buy you the ticket anyway. I'm just buying it for me and then saying I'm doing it for you spiritually. That's fine. All right. Last piece of news here. Water Festival 2025, a fan favorite event when it is good, and a sticking point when it is lackluster. Which will it be? Flip your coin. This will be Tuesday, July 15th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, July 20th at 8 p.m. local time. Another Tuesday to Sunday. Wow. Debuts the Mimicry Pokemon. Tatsugiri will make its Pokemon Go debut. This will be a new regional, folks. The Curly form will be in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Droopy will be in the Americas, and Stretchy will be in the Asia Pacific region. Event bonuses: Rainy Lure modules will last for 2 hours. Increased candy for nice throws or better. Increased chance to encounter Shiny Staryu and Shiny Tortuga. That's actually hype. Very hype. Shiny Staryu increase? That's awesome. Sorry, Tortuga. Lapras wearing a scarf, which is a lie every time they say that. Caught from raids, may have a seasonal special background if you're lucky. This is the one with the bow, right?
I think so.
Maybe it's a new scarf.
Maybe it's a new bow.
Maybe. I would be so mad if they just changed the texture of that bow and they kept calling it a stinking scarf, dude. Not happy about that. Wild encounters: Squirtle, Slowpoke, Krabby, Staryu, Magikarp, Marill, Barboach, Clamperl, Buizel, Finian, Wimpod, Lantern, Phoebus, Palpitoad, and Tortuga. Great. I read Palpitoad and I'm like, is that a Pokemon? I forgot what it was for a second. Yep. Almost entirely. So yeah, both of the shiny increases are in the wild Staryu and Tortuga, so that's really great. I think the only thing on this list, Lantern can't be shiny, which I think we need to get over that. Evolved forms of Pokemon that can be shiny and their first base form in their rookie stage, if you will, should be available to everybody else. Yeah, shiny. Raids, 1-star raids will feature Shelder, Ducklet, and then whatever your regional variant of the Tatsugiri is, which means, folks, if you want to get all 3 of these forms, you can raid them globally. Since they'll be in 1-star raids. So that'll be a avenue to acquisition for you. 3-star raids will feature pass.
I ain't raiding anything that can't be shiny. I'll wait till they turn them on.
Oh my gosh. But you like Tatsugiri.
You won't even do one for the decks with like your free daily pass?
to remote
Has to be a
in?
remote though. Yeah.
Oh, to a remote rate?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not
fine.
spending
you
$2
just said you're
on
not doing any, so-
non-shiny
Okay.
curly form Tatsugiri.
Sushi fish. Yeah.
I'll wait.
3-star raids. I can respect it a little bit. 3-star raids will feature Kingler, Gyarados, Lapras wearing a scarf, and Azumarill. There will be paid timed research for $4.99, which gets you 1 rainy lure module, an event-themed avatar pose where you are licking an ice cream cone. Or I guess the ice cream on top of the cone.
And also like just like looking at it fondly too in the animation.
Do you not admire your ice cream when you eat it, Kyle?
No.
Your ice cream deserves better.
Okay.
Yep. Encounters with event-themed Pokemon, including Gyarados, Lapras wearing a scarf, and more. Gosh darn it. Where's our Pikachu with a 9-shaped balloon, man? We needed that in this anniversary event. New avatar items are going to be released, and they are the Tatsugiri backpacks. There's one for each kind. They're kind of cute. I'm kind of here for it. And there's going to be collection challenges, and then check out the web store, especially if you're going to buy the ticket. Might as well get a star piece out of it, I believe, is the bonus this time. So there's that. Okay, I think this boils down to, do you guys like Tatsugiri?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. Just fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fine.
the droopy one is the best
better.
one, and that's Asia.
Okay.
No, sorry, the stretchy.
Stretchy. Yeah, that's an APEC. Yeah, we've got droopy in America. Yeah, so, which is so fitting, in this economy.
I'm feeling a little droopy right now.
Feeling a little droopy. That's right. So Tatsugiri is cool. Dondozo is a separate species altogether, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're just symbiotic,
yeah.
I don't know how they would do any interaction between those two and go.
Oh, absolutely not. Nothing. Fuse them. What would it do?
Maybe instead of using candy to power up your Dondozo, you can just feed it Tatsugiri out of your inventory.
I'm actually kind of into
that. It's so dark. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. Anything else notable? Shiny Staryu increase is cool, I guess. The wild encounter pool is kind of neither here nor there, honestly. Nothing in raids.
Yeah.
No 4-time Stardust. Not interested.
No. This is the dead week in between the two events.
Yes.
With no 4-time Stardust.
Yes.
It's
fine. Yep.
It's fine.
Is it
fine.
is it worthy of the water?
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Did we talk about the backpacks? Did I zone out for that? The backpacks are
We
tight.
touched on them. They are cool looking. They're cute.
The backpacks are good. The backpacks are actually
really
quite good. Yes.
They're really good.
They're huge, man.
Yeah,
They're
I think that's what makes them
gigantic.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like just sit on your back. It's all like the actual backpack itself is like the rice thing that it sits on, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a huge fish on top of that.
I'm back
so.
on board. Tatsugiri is cool. I'm back in.
Tatsugiri is cool.
You're telling me
Okay.
we can have
Okay.
this huge fish on my back, but I can't have Leon's cape? Okay.
I expect to see you rocking this on your avatar then.
I will. I don't know which one I would buy though. That's. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
Well, you can see them now. I mean, can't you
but
make a decision?
I'm not gonna get. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
you
buy
can
all
like
three.
test outfits.
So are you going to commit publicly right now on GOCast episode 331 which Tatsugiri backpack you're going to do?
No, I can't commit. It depends. If you got, well, if we all go in on the backpacks together,
Okay,
we
all right.
we all can't buy the same one.
True. But then we can't raid together, at least. Yeah, not in the same lobby. Yeah, I understand. I'm willing to be the third person to make the choice in that scenario.
Oh, you're willing just to take? See, I was gonna say I'm willing to take what.
Oh, okay.
What was left
all right.
over.
Fine, then I'll take the yellow one.
To the yellow one? Oh,
Yeah.
I want the curly one because it's obnoxious.
Okay, then I'll take the pink one.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All
Lock
right.
it in.
It's
Final
it's
answer.
decided.
All right.
I'll
Good
be
deal.
waiting at the shop
Yeah.
at reset.
When we roll,
I'll be there the second these drop.
and then you'll be like the only person that bought out of the three of us. And we're just like, no, we're not going to buy that. Like, oh,
No, that was just a skit for the podcast. We weren't actually going to give them money.
I'm not serious. No way. Oh my gosh. Yeah, when the three of us roll up to the raid lobby, people are gonna know. You know, they're gonna be like, look at that coordination.
You
All
don't
right.
coordinate with people
Cool.
and go? You don't do a little coordination?
Not for raids, no. Oh, you mean for dressing up?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I've coordinated with people.
Well, now I feel bad because you've never asked me to coordinate with you before.
That's true. This is our chance. If I check your avatar
That's
the
right.
10
Yeah.
minutes after this drops and you're not wearing it, I'm friendship over.
What? No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
feeling
buy the
challenged now.
wrong backpack on purpose and then just let you see it naturally. And then I'll get a text message that's like, what the heck, man? We talked about this.
We talked about this. Documented.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for the news, folks. Thanks so much, everybody. Lots of exciting stuff to look forward to. Lots of 4 times Stardust. That's what I'm really looking at and tunnel visioning over everything else. Spectacular stuff. Okay, we're getting to the end of the show here. Just a reminder, folks, if you would like to answer the Poke Poll, it is the same question as last week, so y'all get a full week to actually answer it. It is, what was your top catch, achieved goal, or memory from GoFest Global 2025? And to answer that question, you can answer when we post on our X/Threads accounts, which are both at GoCast Podcast. If you're a patron of ours in our patron exclusive Discord, you can answer it in the Pokepoll channel there. You could also send us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 262-586-7717. If you have already sent in a response before this episode went out, because you listened to the last one, you don't need to double up. I'm going to dig deep and pull them all for next week. So thank you in advance. Also, if you're on YouTube, you can put it there, or you can reply on Spotify. Okay, I think that's it. Got them covered. Great. Okay. And then also no emails or voicemails this week. We will get to them next week. So much other stuff to talk about this episode. Sorry, folks. We'll see you then. Okay. Last things last. If you'd like to help support the show, again, that's via Patreon, spelled patreon.com/GoCast Podcast. And speaking of patrons, big shout out to our Elite Trainer tier patrons. Steve is going to do us the honor of reading our list.
And I just go through, right?
You go through it, yep.
Yeah.
Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin and Mimi, Scorfs, Taylor, Jason, Justin, Charles, Moltrace, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Steven, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Cameo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, Sierler, Randoms, Nabel, Tish, Jacob, Matthew, Don, John Paul, Micah, Sean, Dave, Nescall, Purple Opal, Nugenfon, Beast Kryron, Don, Fear the Turtle, and Shad. Oh, sorry, and Ever Dark Raven. Sorry, you were on the second page.
Actually, it's Aegislash.
Oh, okay. For Rawthorn.
Oh my god.
That was honestly close enough for government work, man. That was good. It was good.
It's close enough to work at Starbucks.
Close enough to work at Starbucks. Sure. All right. Thank you again to our Elite Trainer 2 patrons. You know who you are, even if the name Red was not necessarily your name. We're very close enough. Okay. And if you'd like to help support the show and money is not in the cards for you, please consider leaving us a review. It helps out a lot with the discoverability and all that good stuff. I don't know how it works, but it's a thing, algorithms or whatever. I was told there'd be no math. Okay, let's set some goals here. This upcoming weekend is EV Community Day Classic. Kyle and I are shaking with excitement, really, truly. I've told everybody to leave me alone Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be steeped in EVs. Yeah. Steve, also, please feel free to join us in our ritual of goal setting.
I think I have one goal.
Okay.
One goal counts.
What's your one goal?
My goal would to be either get an XXL EV, shiny EV, or an XX small shiny EV.
Okay. Do you plan on playing all of both days?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Didn't think so. I had to make sure. Also had to put you on the spot. It's fine. For me, I want 5 shiny EVs. I don't actually have that many shiny EV because I didn't really play the last 2 that we had because, again, not that exciting. But I am playing Saturday only because I work Sunday for one specific reason, which I'll get to in 1 second. 500,000 experience. And I want to finish my Gengar hyper training, which requires me to get, I think I got to do 5 raids, catch 700 Pokemon, and walk like 5 candy, something like that.
Great. Is he one away in each of the?
Yeah. He's a 14.
Oh my gosh.
I did like 3 levels total over the Sunday at GoFest once I committed the bottle cap.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had Copernicus was 15, 13, 11, and now he's 15, 15, 13, I think. So I've got to finish up this task, and I have 1 more for HP, and then we're all set. So speaking of, that's actually one of my goals is to finish Copernicus's hyper training. 30 shiny EVs, because even though I talked a lot of smack about this event, I will be out there playing it because I cannot help myself. I'm going to do 100 eggs hatched at the very least, hopefully, and 200,000 Stardust because we start the grind up to 31 million pretty soon here. Because big number go up, and that makes a Chris very happy. Okay. That's it for the episode. Steve, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. It's always great to have you on.
Thank you.
Where can people find you on the internet?
Probably anywhere that you can type in PKMNCAST, or just PokemonPodcast.com. Yeah, probably that. I mean, YouTube, Twitch, X, all the places.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. And I neglected to say at the top of the show, I probably should have, but this is technically our 7-year anniversary episode. It was our 7-year anniversary on the 1st. Great. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that, Kyle, for you putting up with me for 7 years, man. Holy cow.
Oh boy. There's for 7 more, right? That's what you're supposed to say?
No. And Steve, thanks for putting up with us for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I had a great time. I always do.
All right. Well, thank you, listeners, for sticking all the way through, and we'll see you next time. Until then, shiny vibes and all that good stuff. Bye-bye.
Bye.